Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Dana. I am a mama to 4, and on my channel I love sharing our homeschooling journey, simple living, motherhood, and just kind of everything in between. If that is something that interests you, I'd love to have you join our family. You can do so by subscribing down below. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So as you can tell from the title down below, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my personal mama favorites. On my channel this past year, I've shared a lot of just different homeschooling favorites, book favorites, and things like that, but it has been quite a while since I've shared my personal favorites. And I think the reason being why it's been so long since I've shared is a lot of my favorites have actually fluctuated. Now, if you've seen one of my past favorites video, there'll be a handful of things that are the same, but a lot of things have changed. Just because of postpartum and nursing and everything that brings, I've had to change a lot of the things that I use on a regular basis. So I hope that made sense. And then as well as personal products, I also have some books, some clothing things, and just everything in between. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with books. I have 4 books that I absolutely love this past year. I would honestly say that these are in no particular order, but I think they are, honestly. But my top 4 would definitely be Heaven Rules by Nancy DeMoss Wolgemuth. I think that's how you say her last name now, but Heaven Rules, the cover on this actually fell off. One of my kiddos took it. So yes, it's Heaven Rules. This is a study of the book of Daniel, and I loved doing this, and it really brought me to a different perspective and a new look at the book of Daniel and the Bible in general. Highly recommend this, especially if you do enjoy the book of Daniel. The Heaven Rules is a great read, especially for this day and age. The second one is Gentle and Lowly. Again, the cover is missing, but I love this. It's about getting close to the heart of Christ, and I love this. It really, I feel like, is one of those books that really helped me kind of deepen my relationship with Christ. But this is Gentle and Lowly by Ortland. I believe that's the last name. Okay, so second favorite technically is Risen Motherhood. I love this one. It's the book. The gospel really does bring hope, freedom, and joy in every area of motherhood. And I think this book did a really good job in really interweaving the whole scriptural, biblical aspects within everyday mundane moment of motherhood. I highly recommend this read, and I also want to recommend this book too if you know someone that's having a baby, or this is a great first-time motherhood gift as well. Highly recommend it. It's a great book. My number 1 favorite for the year so far is definitely Mama Bear Apologetics. I've talked about this book a couple of times now, but I love this book. It's really opened my eyes to a lot of just different cultural aspects of parenting and motherhood, and it honestly has reiterated a lot, not necessarily reiterated, but really backed me up on why I am kind of like have the beliefs I do when it comes to certain cultural aspects when it comes to parenting. So highly recommend this book, especially for the day and age in which we live. If you are a faith-based and a Christian family that want to do more biblical type parenting, this will really open your eyes a lot to just different cultural aspects, if that makes sense. So Mama Bear Apologetics is definitely my number 1 read for this past year. So another couple of favorites that I have found that I really love using, especially when it comes to my personal Bible study or quiet time. One is just, you can probably buy these anywhere, but this is just like a leather wrapped journal. I like the actual old style that this is. I like it's the real leather, and I like the actual feel of it as well. One thing I really love using this journal for in particular is just prayers, and I like that it's leather bound, and it's something that, I don't know, it's more of a keepsake thing where throughout the year you can write your prayers down, and I'll look back at the end of the year and see how God answered the prayers. And one of the reasons why I love writing my prayers down specifically is it's fun. It is fun to go back and see how God has answered the prayers, but it's also really fun to see how he might have answered them differently than what you were expecting, and maybe even answer them better than what you were expecting. So I highly recommend keeping a prayer journal. I love this one again because I just like the rustic leather look, I guess. But I had to share it because I have been loving writing in my prayers this past year. It's really opened my eyes a lot to see how God uses different things and different circumstances to answer prayers in a roundabout way. But another favorite kind of Bible study item are these neutral colored highlighters. I believe the brand is DiverseBee, but they work really well, and I enjoy using the different tones of like the green and the tan colors, especially when I'm highlighting not just a verse but whole chapters. It's fun to have like all kind of like the same tones, so I can highlight the whole page if I want to. So I'm a huge highlighter when it comes to reading my Bible. A lot of the times every day when I'm reading a passage or a verse, I will highlight probably a verse a day, depending on how it stood out to me and things like that. And it's so fun to go back again and see maybe if the verse means something different. I just love using highlighters. So, but I also like the colors of these, so I had to share those as far as something that I love using on a daily basis. So moving on to more lifestyle things, something that I discovered and I was actually surprised that they were actually pretty affordable for what they are. But these are reusable Ziploc bags. I have been loving these. They come in all kinds of different sizes. These are great for like pencil pouches or really for whatever you want. And then you have like the medium ones, like the next size up. One of the reasons why I loved this bundle in particular is it really helps me, especially when we're traveling or doing even a weekend trip, helps everything stay organized. Like I use the little tiny Ziploc bags for putting like the girls like hair accessories and things like that in, and I use them for my own personal use on a daily basis. They're great for, especially these little ones, are great for even putting sandwiches in because you can wash them out and reuse them over and over again, and I love them. We use them all the time. The reason why I'm sharing this on this video, and that I should have put them in my homeschool favorites, but I didn't anyway. These larger ones, if you're new here, one of my favorite curriculums and the curriculum that I am currently using for my little ones is the Christian Light Education curriculum. And I love putting the light units in this when we are going out and about. If we are doing homeschooling outside, I've been putting the actual light units into here because this is like the perfect size to slide them into. And each one of these, they will hold all 10 light units, but you won't be able to zip it. But I found that holding 5 at a time and then sticking them up on a shelf is a great storage thing for me because it keeps them clean and tidy without getting them all messed up before you use them. So sticking 5 light units in a time of these is great. It works wonderful for traveling. Another use for these, and something that my daughter actually uses these for, she has a bundle of course, the pink ones. But what she does is she actually uses them as little art portfolios. So all of her artwork that she does, she'll slide in here so she can kind of keep whatever she wants and things like that. And so you can also travel, you can throw in like your notebooks in here, you can use the pencil pouches and throw it all in together. And I just love using them, and I love not having the actual Ziploc bags where you use it once and throw it away. So I wanted to mention these, and they have held up really nicely. We've had them for probably 5-6 months now, and they've all held up really nicely, and we've loved using them. So I use them a lot for my own personal use. So in this medium one here, I've been keeping like kind of like single eyeshadows and some small eyeshadow palettes in this one. And then in the small zipper one here, I keep like razors in here and things like that. And again, these are not the most aesthetic type storage things. If you're looking for something like that, they are just extremely practical and very useful. And so that's why I'm sharing them today. Another thing that I love using, this is like the pencil pouch size, I believe, but they are the perfect size for actually standing up little essential oil things in there. So I love using these for when I travel because they are also leak proof. Nothing will fall out of them. I use these for everything if you couldn't tell already. And I love that. And the 2 oils I have in here now were actually taken with us on our last trip. One of them, this is the brand Hurricane Hill Botanicals. You can find this company on Etsy, and their oils are amazing. I really like the quality. I've gotten some other more expensive oils, and these are just as fine, or if not the same quality. But again, they're Hurricane Hill Botanicals, and I have the lemon oil, which is also great for insect repellent. So we'll put it in a little spray bottle and we'll spray it around wherever we're sitting. And it always has helped with like tick repellent as well. And then I also have the 4 Thieves blend. But I've been loving this company and these oils, and having a little Ziploc baggie like this. And sometimes, like if you're wanting to just store them in here for at home too, you can line up a good probably 8 to 10 of them in here. So I really like using little pencil pouches for that reason. And again, you can like throw them in a door without them leaking everywhere. And I love these. So I use it for that as well. So another bag type item that I have loved, I actually got these, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I've only used them twice. But these are kind of like travel cubes, you can say. But if you have multiple kiddos like we do, and if you are doing either a weekend trip or just an overnight at your grandparents, or whatever the case may be, these are wonderful because you can separate all of your kiddos' clothing, or you can go by different categories and all stay organized within the same suitcase. So if we're going on just a weekend trip, I prefer to only take 1 suitcase, but the only downside of doing that is all the clothes can kind of get mixed up and everywhere. There's 6 of us all together. So having little cubes like this where we can all keep our stuff organized and concise. One of my favorite things about this is there's actually 2 different layers. You can expand it. So you can unzip this part here, and it's going to kind of make it a lot wider, so you can pack a lot in here. So on our last weekend trip, my little guy was able to pack all of his clothes, his swimwear, everything he needed for that 2.5 days in this little package. And then once you zip it up, it compresses it. So what you do is after you pack it, you then zip up this part here, and it completely flattens it and compresses it to where you're taking up such little space in your suitcase. So I had to share these. This is from the brand Gonex, I think that's how you say it, but I love it. And it even has a little handle, so if you want it, he can easily take it out of the suitcase, take it to where he is kind of staying for the night, or his room, or whatever, wherever we're staying. And then they also have different sizes. So something little like this is perfect for my baby's clothes. I know this looks so tiny, but when you roll up your little baby clothes, it compresses, it holds so much, surprisingly. So I love these packing cubes. If you do go traveling or you do a weekend trip, I highly recommend doing something like this if you like packing into one large suitcase. It just keeps everything nice and tidy, and again organized, which again saves you time as a mama when it comes to getting your kiddos ready in the morning. Another travel favorite of mine, if you can't tell, this is like a travel category, but another favorite is this little portable, it's like a conditioner and shampoo bottle set. I have tried a lot of different travel size things because we used to travel quite a bit, and so a lot of the things that I had, I used all of the time, and this is one of those things where I just like it a lot better than the portable squeezy things. I think it's because it stays together, and it comes with little labels so you can mark it as shampoo, conditioner, but I like it because it's like it doesn't slide around your shower, and it stands up nicely, so wherever you're staying, you can just put that right on your shower and you can have your shampoo and conditioner. And the bottles are big enough for it serves our whole family. So we were gone for 2.5 days. By now you probably will have seen our weekend vlog that I did when our family went on a little trip, and this was great because it served all of us for that whole weekend, and I only had to pack one little tiny thing of shampoo and conditioner. And if you are like us and have a larger family, the shampoo and conditioner that we do have in our shower, they're huge bottles, so I don't want to pack those, you know. So this is something that makes it just super convenient to kind of throw in the bag with you, and I haven't had any issues with it leaking or anything like that, which is also a win. So another travel item that I have loved, especially this past year, is this. I guess it's not just travel. I use this on a daily basis as well, but this is honestly a really good quality, nice heavy duty. It's like a makeup travel case, and it holds a lot of stuff. Like I'm able to put that shampoo and conditioner bottle in here. I'm able to put all of my either skincare, my lotion, just everything I need for traveling. And one of my favorite parts about this is I'm going to insert a clip here because I know I'm going to drop everything if I show you right here. But one of my favorite things about this case is it actually has a light up mirror inside. It's a very large mirror, and it stands up so you can get ready wherever you are at and whatever room you are in. And the funny thing about that is, as I'll show a clip here, the mirror lights up. We actually lost power when we were on vacation, so it was so nice to be able to kind of get ready for the day, or just get ready at night, and my kids even use it to get ready for at night as well. And it's really, really bright, so that was a huge perk because when we did lose power, I was still able to kind of get all the kids ready for the night and everything like that. So that was a huge perk and something I wasn't even expecting to utilize as much as I do, but I love having the light up mirror in there because, like I said, when you are traveling, you're able to get ready wherever you are. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite skincare things that I've been loving right now, and this has also been like a trial and error thing because my skin is always changing with my hormones between, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, pregnancy and nursing and postpartum and everything like that. So most everything I'm going to show you is fragrance free, and has just worked really well for me. And just as a side note, because it works for me, it might not for you, and that's okay. But this is the Derma, I don't know if it's pronounced Derma E or Derma. You can let me know if you know in the comments below. But this is the hydrating gentle cleanser. I've used this one for about a year now. I've always had really, really good success with it. It does a really good job when removing makeup. Now, when it comes to removing makeup, I actually do like doing a double cleanse. So I remove like an oil-based makeup remover, and I actually make my own. So I will have that recipe for you guys linked down below because I found it to be extremely effective, very gentle on the skin while also having a skin-rich ingredient. So I will have that recipe linked down below. It's actually one that I kind of made up along with like my trial and error, trying to find things that work for my skin, and it removes every stitch of makeup. And then after I use my oil cleanser type thing, I will go in with the hydrating gentle cleanser from Derma E, or however you pronounce pronounce it. But I had to share this because it has worked really, really well. And I've also not had any issues, because a lot of different face washes, especially if they're fragranced, will really cause me to break out very, very much so. So I had to share this one because it's very gentle and great for my skin. So another skincare thing that I have been using for probably a year now, that is the Paula's Choice. It's a 2% BHA Liquid exfoliant. Anyway, this stuff has been amazing. It's really helped my skin also stay kind of toned down a little bit between all my changes. If you've been around my channel for a while, you will have known that my past 2 postpartum pregnancies, I always develop really, really bad skin issues, especially while my baby's starting. Really once my baby hits a little bit, about a year, year and a half, and my body's trying to really adjust to going back to normal a little bit. But using this has really helped keep my skin nice and clear, which is a huge difference between my last 2 pregnancies, was it just using this. It has really helped. I don't know what it does, but it works. So I wanted to share that. For moisturizers, and again, this is one that doesn't have any fragrance, and I don't know how to pronounce this either, but it's the Roche-Posay, is that what it's called? This is a triple repair moisturizing cream, and I love this. It has no fragrance whatsoever. I've been using this one for a solid probably 2.5 years now, and I haven't had any issues. And again, this is another product where, especially moisturizers in general, they can either be heavily fragranced or have all kinds of like icky stuff in them, and I just haven't had any bad experiences with this one at all. So if you do have any type of sensitive skin, or if you are also going through a lot of hormonal differences with pregnancy and postpartum, this is a great one. Another favorite moisturizer of mine, and this is the other one that I use on a pretty much daily basis, this is just the Tallow and Honey Skin Balm. If you are not familiar with a tallow balm, this is one of the things that has been a huge game changer for my skin this past year. It has made it so soft, and it's actually cleared it up quite a bit as well. And the only 2 ingredients in here is literally 100% tallow and honey, and that's it. So I also do have my own recipe for an actual tallow balm that I have also made. Let me grab the jar really quick. And that is the stuff right here. I will link the recipe that I follow to get this texture. But it's like a whipped texture. Let me see if I can open it here so I can show it to you. But it is a very thick whipped texture. And what I do to get this texture is I will take just 100% grass-fed tallow. I will melt it on very, very low heat. I will add in just a little bit of olive oil, and then I will also add in some jojoba oil, some rosehip oil, and I will melt that very, very lightly, not even to where it's warm, but barely lighten it, or barely melt it, I'm sorry. Then I will put that whole melted mixture into the fridge, let it almost completely solidify again, and then after it becomes mostly solid, I'll get it out and use a hand mixer, and just you can beat it with a hand mixer until you get the whipped consistency that you want. But making your own whipped face butter or a tallow balm is one of the easiest things and most affordable things you can do when it comes to having that rich face moisturizer. So that's something that I've been doing. The Tallow and Honey one that I have is a newer one for me, but it's also fairly affordable. I'll see if I can have it linked down below as well. But I do love this one, and with the honey in it, it makes it very smooth and it glides on beautifully. And I love tallow balm. So I had to share that with you. And again, I'll have my recipe that I use for making my own. I'll have that linked down below. So for makeup products, I only use really just one brand now for all of my blush, bronzer, if I do highlight or anything like that. And that is the brand, I think it's, Half Caked. And if you can get over the packaging, the packaging to me can be a pro and a con depending what you think, because it can be a little bit bulky, but the actual product itself, it does not contain any fragrance. It's extremely affordable. It's one of those like cleaner makeup products, but it's not marketed as being clean, which makes it more affordable because you can pay a lot of money for clean products, like a fortune for clean products, and they're not even really that clean. But the ingredients are really, really good on these. They again don't have any fragrance. They perform beautifully, and this is the only brand I really use now for actual face products. I don't really wear foundation. However, something that I have used sporadically, and that is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I think it's called Liquid Filter. I've loved this one. So if I am wanting something that's like lightly smoothing, I will wear this. I don't wear it very, very often because it takes more time than just like throwing concealer on. I mostly just wear concealer. And again, the concealer that I've been loving is the NYX Bear With Me, the serum concealer, because that one does not have any fragrance either. So those are the main 2 things that I use on my face when it comes to concealers and stuff. But this brand I love. I will say you can also get the Half Caked brand on Amazon. However, I would highly, highly encourage you guys just to get, I found this company on Instagram because it is a smaller company. You can't walk into a store and actually buy it. I found their shop on Instagram. Do follow them on there because they will run some incredible sales. Full price, this is still only $10. However, I've never paid more than $7.50, $8 for it because I always get it when they have their big sales, and they have a lot of sales all throughout the year. So definitely don't pay the $11 for it on Amazon because it's actually more expensive on there than on their actual website. So do try to get it from them directly. You'll save a lot of money. They still ship super fast, and I really like the company in general too, which always is a benefit. But I will also say that if you have super oily skin, you might not like it because this is a very dewy finish. So if you're familiar with the clean beauty brand, I say that in quotes, the Tower 28, the cream blushes and bronzers, this is like the exact same thing. Like, it's going to give you the same finish, but the ingredients are just as good, and it's quite literally a third of the price. So I highly recommend this brand in general. And again, I do have their bronzer just for reference. Let me grab it really quick. I use the bronzer shade in the shade Morning View. This is kind of a little bit messy, but this is what the shade looks like. It is kind of messy, sorry. But I use this brand literally every single day when I am wearing makeup. So I had to share it because, again, I love this brand, and I also love that it's supporting just another family business. It's not something that you can get locally, so that's why I like it too. Another personal care favorite of mine have been these little flower, I think they're called just claw clips. I never really know what to call hair accessories, but I think they're just called claw clips. But they are these little flowers, and I have been loving using this. It really helps me take my mom bun, which I wear pretty much on a daily basis, to the next level by just throwing my hair up in one of these. So I have been loving these. I believe you can get these in a pack of 4. I think they come in 4 different colors. Yeah, it's like a turquoise one, a white one, and a pink one, and a yellow one, I believe. But they are really pretty, and I really like how, like, when you twist your hair up and pin it around, I really think it's really pretty. And again, it takes that whole mom bun to a whole new elevated level. So the last actual makeup item I wanted to share with you guys, that is from the brand Moira. This is another smaller company. This is actually a birthday gift, but this is the A Moment With You. This is one of their eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow is one of my favorite makeup things to apply. I think it's really relaxing to do, and I love doing it. Not every single day will I do a full-on eyeshadow look, but I have been loving all the different colors on here. I'm more of like the neutral. I don't really touch like the bright colors very much. But I just love the palette and the formula. And I used to really enjoy the ColourPop single eyeshadows. However, they've gone down in quality a lot this past 1.5 to 2 years. The Moira actual cream, like their actual single shadows, are beautiful. Like, if you do just want one little single shadow, highly recommend this company and this brand. And it is, again, more of a smaller company, and their formulas and their products are wonderful. And from what I've been able to tell, a lot of them don't contain any fragrance or anything like that. So had to highlight them as far as one of my favorite places to get shadows from. And yeah, I think that's all of my makeup. I do want to go ahead and move into some of my favorite clothing items that I have gotten. A lot of these were thrifted, but a couple of them I believe you can still get online. So I've actually really been enjoying getting into wearing more dresses recently. One of my favorite things to wear is actually something like what I'm wearing now. If it's like a knee-length dress with just some biker shorts underneath, it's one of the most comfy outfits, and I've been loving it. And a couple of the other items that I have bought in recently, this is more of a longer, like, I'm going to insert some clips here so you can actually see the full length. But I actually love the material on this. It's really elegant and feminine. And one of my favorite things is, and again, you'll probably be able to see it in the clip, but it has like the double ruffle in the front. And I think it's just really pretty. And one thing that I wanted to mention as well, when it comes to dresses like this, I typically, with my style and the way I feel comfortable, I wouldn't wear it just like this. I will either wear a light sweater over it, or one of my favorite things that I've been loving doing recently when it comes to more of a like sleeveless dress, let me grab it one second, is I have been loving little white tees like this that are cropped. I don't know if you can see how far it comes down, but I love wearing little crop tees because this is actually a fitted one, so you can't see the seam under, like when it comes to underneath the dress. I'm going to insert a clip wearing the whole thing, so of course you can see how it looks. But one of the reasons why I love this one is it's a little bit extra cropped, like it doesn't come down too far. One of the reasons why I like it is because it's still very nursing friendly. friendly. Like the top obviously is going to come up really high, but it's still nursing friendly because you can still pull it up even when you're wearing a dress and everything. So I wanted to mention that. And when you have like cropped things like this, it can really opens up what you are able to wear or purchase, at least for me, because I don't feel comfortable really wearing dresses with like the thin straps, but that's just my own personal thing. So you might not feel like that, and I just feel more comfortable with something on. But this is still very nursing friendly, is having something under that dress to where you can still easily pull it up. And yeah, I love doing it that way, and it really helps with going thrifting as well when you can wear it. And I'm going to show you, actually I'll go ahead and insert a clip here of another recent top that I got. It's like a long top, and again, I love wearing either a little bit of a shorter dress, but not really dress per se, but with something like this, because it makes it really fun, and I can kind of switch up different materials when I'm having an option of putting something on under it. Another favorite is actually this really pretty, I love the sleeve details on this one. This is just a plain shirt dress as well. A common denominator that all of these shirt dresses have in common is they all have pockets. Even the one I'm in now has pockets. So I love that about it, because I can just throw in my chapstick or whatever it is that I'm carrying around the house with me for the day. And I also love the color. I really like the shade of green, and like the rich green. So had to share this one as well. I did get that thrifted as well, but if I can find something similar, I will try to have a link down below, because I know I've heard from quite a few of you guys that when I share thrift items, you're like, oh, where do you get that? Or I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't, I don't have a link. But I'll see if I can find things that are similar. And then a couple of other shirt dresses. These are honestly super basic and simple, but I, again, love t-shirt dresses. They're so comfy. But I like this one just because of the little bit of a flutter sleeve. It's a little bit different. And this one, of course, is just a straight up t-shirt dress that I love. So comfortable. And honestly, being a mama, I'm all about like whatever is comfortable right now, nothing else. Another one of my favorites has been this one here. Again, this is like a shorter length dress. This is really fun because the top is a t-shirt material, but then the bottom here is like a more fancy, I don't know what you call it, chiffon, I think. But yeah, I just really like this one. And again, I'll insert some pictures here, but I think it's really cute. And it's really fun to wear, and again, it's nursing friendly. So my last dress I got here is actually this beige one here, and I've seen this one really everywhere. A lot of people are wearing this style. And this one did come from Amazon, as well as the first one I showed you. Those are my only two like new clothing purchases. I like the square neckline of this. I like how it looks on. Again, I'll show you a picture. The fabric on this is a little bit thin, so I probably say wear a slip under it, but it's also nursing friendly. Any of the shirts and tops that have like the stretchy material is very nursing friendly, and so I love that. The quality is okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't know guys. I have such hit or miss experience here. I'll show you like some of the seam work here. I have such hit or miss experiences when it comes to buying clothing on Amazon that I never really know what to think about it. So those were my only two new clothing purchases. I just have so much more luck buying pre-owned clothing than I do on Amazon. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Anyways, that's all the clothing things I wanted to share with you. The last few things I wanted to mention are actually recipes that I'm going to have linked down below for you guys to check out. One is my laundry detergent recipe. It's one that has been fail proof and I have been loving using. It's just 4 ingredients, incredibly cheap to make, and it's also scent free, but it also does a great job. If you have a newer, like higher efficiency washing machine, this actually does a really good job in cleaning your clothes within that component. So I'm gonna have that link down below. It's one that I'm actually really excited to share with you guys. And with the detergent recipe, I'll have the Tallow Balm recipe linked down below, my makeup remover recipe, as well as some, I think I have a dinner roll recipe that I found recently and that I've been loving, as well as just a favorite cookie recipe that we've also tried recently, and just some of my favorite kind of recipe type things as well as a couple of online Bible studies I've also really been enjoying and have really helped me grow as a mama, as a wife, and things like that I will also have linked down below for you guys to check out, and that also kind of belong in my personal favorite video. Anyway, I think that's everything that I wanted to mention today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what some of my favorites have been and really still are. I appreciate you guys being here. Until my next video, you guys have a great day, whatever you're doing, and God bless. Bye.